being in community and by being routine and feeding yourself by being here tonight. So that's the first and foremost. Also, let's just not forget where we started. So we're in week 3. We started week 1. I don't know. I used a couple of things that really stuck out to me. Tim talked about keeping hold on to your coach. So we talked about foundation. I don't know if any of you, could put the chat in the chat like 1 if that stuck with you about listening to your guide who's just a little bit further ahead of you on this, but also then what should you focus on? What is it that you can, what matters. I love this visual that Brad and Susan used a couple of weeks ago, that what matters and what you can control in the middle is your sweet spot. That's something for me, that balance of what I can control and what I can actually focus on because it matters to me. That's where I really have to refocus, sometimes, because that's the only part we can control. And then, last week, I don't know, Lindsay, you can help me watch the chat and pop in if there's something really exciting we want to share, because this is about being together. This isn't about just one person talking. This is about our community, and this is your community. So if you want to put something in the chat, Lindsay's going to help watch that. But the second week, then, I know probably like most of us, chasing 2 rabbits. That's not fun. We don't get either one, right? Thanks, Susan, for that visual, because it stuck with me all week. I even had some clients say, man, that was so, so true. And so, what is it? Are you focusing on your nutrition? Because that is where your focus is for what your journey and what you need in your journey now to get to the next goal that you've decided is your fun. Our goals have to be our fun. That's what I call my focus. Or is it your exercise? For me, it is my fitness and my exercise. And so focusing on the one path that you want to get to that goal first. That's what we were talking about last week. And so that I just want everybody, take a minute, celebrate that you're here, celebrate that you're in your 3rd week of either refocusing or your first time focusing, and you have enjoyed the community because it really brings a lot. So just wanted to kind of review where we've been. This week, there's Amber's picture with her kids. This week is about building the habits and keeping it fresh, because as you guys, we took the poll. This was one of the highest numbered, top things that we wanted to learn as all of us. So and the poll is like, how do I keep it fresh? You've just heard some of us who have been on our journey for a while, and we do find ways to keep it fresh. And we're going to talk about that. Lori has some great, great things we're going to share later. But, what is it? Is it yoga? That's Lindsay leading an open yoga. Amber running with her family. Cindy out in the water. Casey in the gym. We know he's the guy in the gym with Annie. But here's the thing, is when you decide what your focus is, and you stay in community, and you stay connected to your guide, and you stay the course to what your plan is, your habits will create your future. I love that people don't decide the futures, their habits do. So I just wanted to kind of, make sure we celebrate where we started, look at where we are, and really lock in now what's going to be happening, because now you guys are locking it in. It's going to be your lifelong transformation, your healthy life moving forward. Like Amber said, this is a ripple effect. This is what we get to do. This is how we get to live. This is what we can do. So just really staying on the upside of what you guys are doing for yourselves, because when we're healthy, our whole world becomes healthier because we can, just show up better. That's the whole key. So that's where we were. So now, here we are, week 3. So we're going to feed our focus of building our habits and keeping it fresh. And, those of us, in Optavia on our program, we know that there are 4 components to lifelong transformation, and it starts with one habit at a time. I spoke to somebody today that was just starting their journey, and that was the one thing that stood out to them. They was like, well, I have one habit at a time. I can do that. So leaning into your health coach, leaning into habits of health, staying in the community, and staying on your plan. And these small changes will definitely equal sustainable results in your journey. So that's where we are this week. So I got a question for you. So are your habits shifting from discipline to becoming second nature? Because this is the time in your journey where we want that shift to happen. This becomes just what it is and who you are and how you do your life. And if you'll put 1 in the chat that yes, 2 if you're not sure, And 3, if it's no, then we'll find out what's going on. And in the meantime, I'm going to ask Lindsay DiFiore, who really showed us a way to do 3 weeks in Europe on habits of health, to just share a quick minute about that. Lindsay, you around?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. Lots of ones in the chat too. That's awesome.
Great.
This is such a great question. I started my Optavia health journey 3.5 years ago. And in the beginning, of course, like many of you, there's a little bit of discipline that takes place because you're changing your habits. So like many of you, I set my alarms on my phone to remember to eat. But I can say now that this is truly just a part of my DNA. I never say I'm on or off track with my health because honestly, 3.5 years ago, I made the choice to just become a healthy individual and to not be on a diet every 3 months. So I always fuel my body every 2.5 to 3 hours still. And I eat 6 times a day. It's just, what I do. So I'm certainly not perfect, but I feel like I'm continuing to optimize my health at all times. And like Kelly said, I did just go away for a 3-week honeymoon, and most of our time was spent in Italy, the country of pasta and wine. And really never once did I waver on my decision to be a healthy person. I enjoyed the beautiful food and the wine, but I still utilized my feelings and I stuck to my healthy habits. And the second I was back home, I was right back in my routine. So it's never wavered for me.
Thanks, Lindsay. That's we all wanted to hear that, really, just because we wish we were with you in Italy, but it was your honeymoon. So good job, though. I get to work with Lindsay a lot, and she's true to form. We all have those days, but she's like, I'm back. Yay, I got my 5 and 1. So good job. Thanks for sharing that, And there are a lot of ones in the chat. So if you're not sure, circle back with the person that invited you or your coach to really lock into your routine here, because that's going to make a really fun difference for your healthy journey long term. So the next question I have for you, this is going to be interactive for a little while here, is, are you having fun? And so 1 for yes and 2 for no in the chat for me. But honestly, this is where we really get to decide this is our lifestyle. If you're not having fun, let's figure that out. Work with your coach, get in your community, share ideas, as we just saw, and Lori's going to give us a lot of ideas about this too, but as we just saw in some of the pictures, like choose something that's fun to engage in for your healthy journey. Choose some fun fuelings. Choose a fun way to make your fuelings. I'm excited, that there's a lot to do. Like we said, play with your food, create stuff. This is about being creative with what's possible in your journey. So I'm loving it. A lot of ones, it is, if you're not quite having fun, every day can't be perfect, of course. But if you're not quite having fun, lean into your community, ask some questions, ask some people who look like they're having fun and what they're doing. Ask if you can join them, and then also include other people in your world that will make it more fun for you, because that's a part of this. It ripples out, like I mentioned before. And so really finding those ways in per season. Like we talked about earlier, the fall season's a different season. Football, do flag if you can. But, there's a lot of different things. Nicer walks that's not so hot. And just do some things that feed your soul and your healthy journey. All right, 3rd question. Now, what have you been practicing? That's what this is about. Practicing, doing these things over and over again that you do well. Learning how to do some things a little differently. What have you been practicing that gives your healthy journey something? And I love this little tidbit that I found, because it's not always about healthy activity. It's about healthy mindedness. It's about de-stressing. It's about finding ways that you are fed and your spirit, and in some quiet time, and just 6 minutes a day of reading can really lower your stress. But there's all kinds of things. I'm going to ask somebody that mentioned earlier in our time together, Paul, to come off. He is an awesome client. He's been rocking his program, but I'm going to let you tell him a little bit about his story, because you know what? It's practice. It's not perfect, right, Paul? You there? Do you unmute yourself?
Good. There we go. That better?
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm in my 4th week now, anyway, and I have to admit, when I first decided to do this, I was, really pumped up, and um, I went through the first week, and I really didn't have that many problems because I think just because I was focused on I was going to make this work. And my coach said to me, he said, if you have any problems, it's probably going to be in the first week until week 2 got here. Um, and then week 2 was just an absolute disaster for me. I was craving everything, all those wonderful foods that I was eating prior to being on this. So um, I was really, really struggling with that. And I had just started my walking program back up again, and I was starting to move pretty good. And I just reached out to my coach because actually he reached out to me a lot at the first couple of weeks. And I just told him, I said, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this because and I explained how, certain cravings at certain times of the day were just killing me, and it was like part of the day was fine, but then like maybe between 3 and 5, and before I had dinner, I was like dying. And he gave me some tips, and we talked about what I was really feeling, and was it really hunger or was it really the cravings, which, sometimes it was one, sometimes it was the other, but at least, with him reaching out and talking me through this stuff, it made a huge difference. And what I can tell you now is, is that then week 3 came, and all of a sudden it just really started to connect really well. And, a lot of that craving went completely away. And now I'm in the middle of week 4, and I'm on a stack of Bibles. I'm not even thinking about any of that stuff anymore. It's just, I know what I'm doing. I'm walking 3 miles a day. It's just all working good. And the last thing I want to say was, I'll probably be down about 20 pounds in a month, and that's pretty good. But it's those other things too for me. The way my clothes are fitting, the way I'm feeling in the morning. My back doesn't hurt anymore. Like I said, I'm able to walk 3 miles a day now. My back doesn't hurt. I don't have to take Advil or anything. And the one thing that you don't know, Kelly, is tonight, just before I came on here, I was collecting up all the garbage because tomorrow's garbage day. And this truly happened. So normally on garbage night, I would, open up the refrigerator and get to the produce thing and see how much of it I had to throw away because, the week before I was going to really be on my best, and it would sit there and rot during the week. So there's none of that anymore because I go to the store about 3 times a week to buy fresh produce. And anyway, I was going through some of the cabinets tonight, and I just saved this because I just had to. But these are Snyder's of Hanover pretzel snaps, okay? And this bag was like 3/4 the way full. And this truly, truly happened. It went out of code. And I got to dump them all into my garbage can tonight and take them out. And I was like, that doesn't happen in my world.
Congratulations.
That's my big bonus for tonight. That's all I have.
That's a big one, Paul. Thank you for sharing. That's so good. A non-scale victory that, you just never know. And I love that you shared that, Paul. I love that your journey has shifted. And that's what really happens is when you lean in and you listen and you take the coaching advice and grab a hold of this, because that's what really happens. So thanks, Paul, a lot. And then our last question that I'll just leave you guys to think about is, really, how are you doing since week 1? Like Paul, let's watch and continue being celebratory about our journeys. Let people know we're doing this, and let people know we're doing it well, and stay connected, because as you can hear from all these stories, we want to celebrate because it's about progress, not perfection. What's your measurement? Is it the scale? Is it your movement? Is it lifting heavier weight? Is it throwing pretzels away like Paul? What is it? But, do not stop celebrating where you've been and where you are. So thank you guys so much for sharing and answering the questions, and hopefully this is inspiring you to stay into week 4. So really, this week we're going to choose, you've chosen your fun or focus. I like to stay fun. We're going to keep it fun and simple because that's what equals success. Don't go crazy. Don't mess up the plan. Just stay with your plan. Like you've heard, it's about building these habits, because once those habits are in place, they're part of you. They don't go away. They're part of you. We have fun days. We have, some hurdles here and there, but the focus on staying healthy does not go away once you get this in your DNA. So tonight, then, what we get to do about keeping it fun and fresh now that we've celebrated so much is I'm going to ask Lori to take over here. I'm going to stop sharing, and Lori's going to really rock through some great ways that we can keep it fun and fresh. So Lori, you out there and ready?
I am. Thanks, Kelly. Okay, hey everyone. So I would love to ask all of you a question. So we're all here and we're all on the same plan, but how does your health journey feel to you? Does it feel fresh and fun, or does it feel hard and challenging? And that's something that, a lot of us have to really ask ourselves that question to really move forward. I want to use this wonderful man's example. His name is Mike. Mike lost 145 pounds now in a very short period of time. A lot of people would say that that's too hard. I don't think I could lose 145 pounds. But one of the best things that I love about Mike and working with Mike is seeing his journey and his attitude. His attitude, like this is his quote that he lives by, it's fun and easy. So I wanted to bring that up with you guys all tonight because I want you to ask yourself, are you making this fun and easy? I'm going to show you some pictures of some stories. I wish I could put everybody's picture on, but I'm going to kind of just roll through these here. But I want you to look at everyone's faces, okay? Look at the transformations that have happened in them and in their lives, and look at the smiles. Look at the joy. Look at the major transformation in their life. And these are people that I selected, and believe me, I wish I could put everyone on here. But these are some people that have really stuck out to me for choosing to make it fun and easy. And this is available for all of you guys. It's the attitude that you bring to it. Now, Karen is an extraordinary woman. Oh my goodness, she's contagious. Her joy and her fun is truly contagious. And I know you're on here tonight, Karen, so throwing a little love out to you. I love watching her journey. So Karen has lost 100 pounds. She's lost 60 on our program. One thing that I love about her is that she's a fighter. She had gastric bypass surgery many years ago. That was a fail. She's a cancer survivor. But look at the life that is in her. I mean, truly, that says your bigger life is waiting. She's such a beautiful testimony of that. And I learned so much from her every time I just see her essence and her presence. She brings so much energy into her health and into her life. And I just think I wanted to use her as an example because I just think there's a lot that we can all learn from in this watching and seeing what people have gone through in their life. And sometimes the more people go through, the harder they're willing to fight to get through it. So anyway, I just wanted to use her example today because she really does have a blast with this plan. And she definitely uses a lot of these tools that I'm going to share with you. So ask yourself a question too. Have you guys printed off this condiment list? You can find it in your welcome email, but it is fantastic. Different ways of, sprucing up your food to your liking. Now, you got to keep in mind with all of our awesome fuelings, they're made for a pretty bland palate because we have 8-year-olds eating it. We have 80-year-olds eating it. So everyone else has their own little taste buds. So have fun with this condiment list. And we have this healthy fats list as well that's part of the condiment list. But really, really utilize it, you guys. Really enjoy, sprucing things up to enjoy this whole process. Have you all taken a look at all of the wonderful options of the Trani syrups, the stevia, the sweet drops to, put in your coffees, to put in your shakes? You can use this for just about everything. You want to limit your condiments to 3 a day, but you can be selective and have fun. The Walden Farms are truly amazing. There's the salad dressings, there's the pancake syrups, everything's like 0 calories. It's crazy, but it's fun to really enjoy this journey and spruce things up and have a blast with it. Are you utilizing your client support pages? Guys, I cannot encourage you enough to make this part of your daily routine. when you feel supported and you feel like you're on this plan with other people and you're not just at home doing this alone, it's so much more fun. We have so much more fun doing this together. And like I shared at the very beginning of this call, I learned so much from everybody else because everyone's trying new, fun, exciting things. You can make chips, you can make ice cream sandwiches, you can make muffins, you can do, everything. Waffles, that new potato, the mashed potatoes you can put on the little pancake griddle, and you can make a bagel with the little everything spice on there. I mean, seriously, have fun. Make popsicles. If you're not having fun, it's not worth doing. So put a little effort into making this a really fun journey and enjoy everything that you're doing with it, because that's how you're going to find your success. Also, utilize the client support pages for your lean and green recipes. Guys, don't keep it boring. We don't want to eat chicken and broccoli every single night. It's boring. And you're supposed to enjoy food. This isn't a journey of deprivation. You don't want to feel deprived while you're on this plan. It's because what happens if you feel deprived and if you limit yourself from not eating wonderful food that you love, then as soon as you get to your goal weight, you're going to start gaining it back again. We don't want that. We want to encourage you to say, taking a look at what you really love to eat, and let's learn how to make it differently. This is what's going to create those long-lasting results for you. We have pizza probably at least once a week. You can make tacos. We do the lettuce wrapped tacos. We have protein-style burgers. So really, really have fun with this. And again, your client support community is a wonderful resource. And if you're at home creating something wonderful, take a picture and share it with everyone else too. So I can't encourage you guys enough to really, really enjoy that process. What about exercise? So how do you feel about exercise? Ask yourself that question. Does it kind of make you feel like, oh, I don't have time for it, or I hate to exercise, or whatever? Everyone's different. Some people love to exercise. So really it's about doing something that feeds you. What gives you energy? Find something that you love. It doesn't have to mean that you have to go out and break a sweat. So just start calling it getting into motion. How can I get into motion today, as opposed to I need to go put on my running shoes and put on my exercise clothes and I just can't get to it because I'm too busy. Let's take a different approach to that. Okay, let's make it fun and fresh. How about on your lunch break at work? Take a 5-minute, 10-minute walk around the parking lot. Grab some friends on your lunch break. Do it in community. Have fun. Get out of the office. So much of being overweight sometimes is because of an imbalance that we're feeling in our life. So really look at that. Where is the imbalance coming from? And what can you do to kind of just rejuvenate your senses, feel more that you're taking time for yourself every day, and then that makes your healthier choices just naturally happen when you're in that positive state of mind. But go out on a bike ride with your family, take your dog for a walk. These Fitbits are fantastic. I know personally that if I have it on, I'm more conscientious about making my steps and getting my 10,000 steps in. You can get Fitbit buddies that you can link up to you. I know nobody wants to be my husband's friend, right, Antonio, if you're on here? Because just working alone, he's walking 20,000 steps a day just through his work. So people don't really want that heavy competition with him sometimes. But have fun with it, you guys. Really, really take a look at when you can fit it into the nooks and crannies, whether it's just a lunch break or if it's after work and you take the kids out for a walk and the dog, go for some yoga, whatever makes you feel rejuvenated. That's what we want to help you to do, because when you're in a more refreshed state of mind, you're going to just organically make the healthier choices. Okay, this is a book I highly recommend, and if any of my clients or my coaches are on tonight, you guys know that I've recommended this to you, and I have yet to find someone who doesn't absolutely love it. This has been a game changer in my life when I found it a few years ago. But it's called Change Your Questions, Change Your Life. And really kind of in a nutshell, sometimes we are in a judger mindset where we are looking for the reasons why we can't accomplish something, or we take more of the negative approach. I'm too busy. I don't know how I could fit this into my life. The reasons why we cannot. And really, I wanted to use a few examples for you guys tonight of how you can have more of a learner mindset. How can I have more fun with this? Right? Instead of saying, oh, this is too challenging, or I can't do it, I can't get my meals in time. How could I get my meals on time? Maybe I should ask my coach for some ideas and some suggestions. What recipe am I going to try this week? How can I learn to make a healthy pizza? That looked really good. How can I learn from others that are successful? Sometimes people compare themselves to others. Oh my gosh, how did they lose 20 pounds in a month and I've only lost 10? That's, stay in your lane and look at how can I learn from these people? What kind of motion can I get in today? What am I reading so I can work on my healthy mind? What am I listening to on audiobooks? How can I stay more positive, not just in this, but in all areas of my life? How can I show up differently for my family? How do I politely say no thank you when someone offers me a glass of wine or some birthday cake? What if this does work for me? What if this program really does work and I could be one of those success stories? How would my life look different? How would I show up differently in my family and in my personal life? And am I focusing more on food for instant comfort, or am I really focusing on me for that long-term comfort that I really is going to bring me the natural happiness that I'm looking for? So anyway, I highly recommend this book to you guys. It's going to affect all areas of your life, your work life, your relationships, and it's just a really great positive outlook and a different way of looking at how we get what we want out of our life. And so I just encourage you guys today and in moving forward, push the easy button. Make it fun and easy. It's a choice, right? Like they were talking about earlier. This is all a choice. So you get to choose one or the other. It can be a challenging journey or it can be easy. And as long as you bring that positive mindset into this, it's just out there waiting for you. And you all deserve this very much. So anyway, thanks for letting me share, Kelly.
Thanks, Lori. Wow, that was a lot of great stuff. And we're wrapping up our 30 minutes here. I just, really want to say one more thing, and that's stay focused, stay in your lane. Somebody was saying earlier, it's about you. Don't try to be perfect. Choose your fun, choose your focus, and stick with it and do what you do well over and over and over again, because then it becomes a habit and then you're just awesome all the way around. So, the last thing is become more integrated as you can in your journey. We have the Habits of Health call on Wednesday. Don't forget to bring that into your life. And it's another layer of encouragement and inspiration. And we just want to cheer you on, and we're happy you all were here. And let's go into week 4, really, really celebrating what we're accomplishing, what we can do, and where we're going with this journey, because you all have a journey and you're totally in control of it, finding your focus and leaning into the community. So thanks everybody for being with us.
Thanks, Cal.
I love the chat. So much good stuff in there. Way to go and cheering each other on, you guys. It's about being in this community. Lori, great ideas. I love it when all those ideas and recipes, because I'm not a big cooker. So thank you, everybody.
Loved you guys. That was awesome.